I'm not sure what we're supposed to do now.
Well met.
Why don't you get some sleep and speak with me again in the morning? Okay, that's new.
Hello there.
So, what is it? I have acquired a mysterious note. I know what you're up to. Speak with me in the tavern under the green gargoyle. I will be in the feast room. Signed, Karol Norvath. There was a traitor. Pale King, intelligence officer.
Well met.
Ah, Phil, my friend. I've been expecting you. You? You're Karol Norvath? No, there is no Karol Norvath. There is no Sardathian spy. There is no planned coup by Shadow Thieves. You have been deceived by the vagaries of fate. Explain. Things are never as they seem here in Endor. Karol Norvath is a myth. He is a myth I invented in order to exert some influence upon my rivals in the League of Twilight and to expose potential traitors. So Havikar was never really suspected of being a spy. Well, not by me, but others were quite convinced of his guilt. I found this misunderstanding useful and quite amusing. I've had certain items planted in various places around the city. Notes hidden inside gems, secret logbooks exposing aspects of our organization. All this is meant to befuddle and confuse my enemies, Akasha, Loriana, and our mysterious guildmaster. You see, of all the things that I know about events and persons in the city, I don't know the one thing that interests me the most: the identity of my own superior. How does this deception help you? It helps by distracting Akasha with pointless missions aimed at uncovering this fictional spy. Despite the competence of her agents, they are all doomed to fail because in the end, they rely upon me for information, and I only provide misinformation. Of course, now that she is dead, that is all irrelevant. But why are you telling me this? Because I know that you are an outside agent, Vilma, friend. I know that you have only joined the League of Twilight. in order to retrieve an item which was stolen from Darish Valiana. What do you know about that? You see, it was I who planted the Shadow Thief logbook in the possession of a lowly, foolish rogue named Darren Skull. That is why I was quite surprised when it turned up instead in your possession as proof of a coup plot which I knew right away to be fictional. You were a surprise to me, and that is rare. It took me some time to figure out what happened. You see, Darren Skull was unable to read, so he asked his friend Darius Valiana to read the logbook to him. I believe you know this Mr. Valiana, yes? That is correct. I don't see any point in lying. He has a pretty good picture about what's been going on. Darius believed the information in the logbook to be true, that the League of Twilight was indeed threatened by a Sardathian coup, so he devised a plan whereby an outside agent would present himself as a former Shadow Thief, bearing the log as a gift. All this was done in order for you to infiltrate the guild and obtain an item that was stolen from Darish Valiana, the Hand of Nikia. Yes, yes. Well, it seems our purposes have collided. It is a fact of life that fate will interfere with the most careful plan, and so a wise man adjusts his plan to the new situation. I think it will benefit us both to do so. What do you have in mind? This Hand of Negir is a very powerful relic. Such things appeal to the Guildmaster's most basic purpose, greed, and touch upon his greatest flaw, fear. So I suppose you want me to bring it to you? Yes, I want you. I want to use it as bait. I want the Guildmaster himself to let his own curiosity to overcome his caution and to reveal to me his identity. So what will you do when you find out who he is? I have some plans. Suffice to say that the League will soon have a new master. You, I presume? Of course. And you may find a prominent place in my new order, Filmar friend. That is, if you help me. How do I know that I can trust you? You don't, but you need my help. And how can you help me? I can tell you where to look for the Hand of Nikia. Where, when the hand was forcefully removed from Darish Valiana, yes, I know all about this too. It vanished. Who could have taken it? Who knew that such a thing existed? Marco wavered. Precisely. He had already possessed the thing once, and was enthralled by its power. He originally wanted to get rid of it, and sold it to Darius Valiana, but in time he decided he wanted it back, so he waited in the shadows until Darius was attacked and took the hand. And do you know where Marco is now? I have a good idea, yes. You see, while you were running around causing chaos in the League, I was busy following up certain threads of information. I have learned a great deal about our friend Marco Wayward, such as the depths of his greed. You see, Marco is even more skilled as a thief than his superiors imagine. He stole not only from his designated victims, but also from neutral third parties. Sometimes he even stole from the guild's vault itself, and in his arrogance he hid the loot in a most obvious place, in the home that he shares with his brother Meruri. So why was this not discovered? First, because Marco's other skill was in keeping a low profile and letting suspicion slip elsewhere. He even avoided my scrutiny until, that is, I learned of the events concerning this Hand of Negir. But the second reason the loot has not been found is because it is cleverly hidden. In the wayward home there is a bookshelf that acts as a doorway. The key to this doorway is a book entitled Secret Passages. Place this book on the bookshelf and the door will open for you. Where's this book? There is a copy in the library of Marco's friend, Havikar Ilmater. Search his store and you shall find it. Hmm, very well. I shall find Marco and obtain the Hand of Negeb. I will bring it to you, Vale. Excellent. I shall wait you back at the guild. Don't get any ideas of betraying me. I have my best eyes fixed on you. This is gonna be a problem. We've made quite a few of these delivery promises because we've basically tried to avoid direct hostilities with anyone. However, it was only a matter of time before we met someone who was not gonna take our word for it. No, we need the book first. Habikar is very clearly not guilty of what he's being accused. And now we know the whole story, how all of this... We have a complete picture of how things have progressed from the start. There are still a few puzzle pieces missing, but nothing too dangerous. It's more of a... How are we going to get what we want out of this, and how are we gonna get out of this alive? It seems like we can't really... Well, we can't really walk away in the first place, because if you do that, you don't have a game to play. But I mean... We made too many promises. No matter what we choose, we're gonna have enemies. And it's more of a... Do we have the luxury of doing what we want and still get out unharmed? It does at least seems like we have no future in this city, that's pretty sure. We've stepped on too many toes. Secret room. Looks like thieving equipment. I don't want to pick this +1 weapon shit anymore. It's not like it's not useful, but we have a significant amount of money. Enough to buy whatever we're going to need. Very likely at least. But what we have constantly is inventory problems. Because I don't really want to sell everything. Where's the loot? In trapdoor. Marco's hiding. Did Marco wavers? Pick. Stone hand. A crude stone hand has been hastily carved from the cavern wall. Body of Marco Wayward lies here, soaked through and rotting. Oh, he has the glove, without a doubt. Hand of Negev. This dark gauntlet lies so perfectly still that even the air around it seems stationary. Though it is an item of great beauty, something about it disturbs the very fiber of your being. This is the Hand of Negev, an artifact whose origin are a mystery to even the wisest sages. What is known is that the wearer of this glove is gifted with extraordinary strength and vitality, and possibly even with the ability to cheat death itself. +2 intelligence, +2 strength, regeneration. Special properties: unhit, fear, only usable by chaotic, evil, and neutral. Spell resistance 10. Use unique power, unlimited users per day. Um, Probably a decent dagger. We wish to take it. Diary of Marco Wayward. Most of the pages of this diary have been ripped out, leaving only fragments. The remaining pages have been soaked through and only a few are still legible. Guildmaster has them all on his puppet strings, even Akasha. Her paranoia does not extend nearly far enough, and she fails to realize. But Thrudor would not fall for it. I must say that I respect the elf's judgment on this. His eye is as keen as any I've seen, and armory door. Bedur and I could not even find a keyhole in the blasted thing. Perhaps there is. Named Sonar Jal Hastu. I spoke with him about faraway places, all the while observing the boxes carried by his silent companions. I am sure they contain more than simple charms and trinkets, considering the care with which out. And so it seems they never even suspected that I had exchanged the contents of the box with an equal weight of felt as strong. Such magic could surely aid me in my. Vicar could not tell, but he was sure that the enchantment was somehow related to a forgotten. A fine price for a simple day's work. One can always count on clerics to empty their deep pockets for magical trinkets and shiny baubles of worship. You can see why Loriana maintains that dream again. I was climbing a great staircase made of skulls, human halfling elves, all their empty eye sockets staring out accusing me of. Cannot get it out of my mind. My hand crawls with the wish to hold it again. I must speak with that man, Dari. So, it comes to be mine, mine again, and with it I shall become the Ur avatar of. Is eager to reveal wondrous new powers unto me, but first it calls for an act. I must prove my resolve. I must undo an act of kindness I once. Heavy car knows. I must have him destroyed. I know just the way to do it. I shall give him some gifts, a fine stamp and a valuable gem. Yes, and thus they shall believe that he calls to me. Like all things, it has needs and hungers. It calls me to unlock its potential. I need only to point my clenched fist, to point, to not realize that I can see their eyes writhing with black tendrils, pulse behind their mask. They, like all who shall carve this altar for you, my master. I shall not rest until. Yeah. The life of Marco Weber. Hmm. And fundamentally, this is the reason I will not put on the glove no matter what. I see myself in Marco Weber, a smart, competent thief who has mainly interest in wealth. Dying alone in a cave because he died out of exhaustion when he tried to build a fucking altar to his new glove god. So I suppose my character is to some point arrogant, uh, sure of his skill, but I'm not arrogant to the point that I would imagine myself to be any different. I don't think I have some magical immunity to this influence. Very practical thieves, clerics, everyone who's basically had dealings with it has turned out either dead or really obsessed with it. I don't think I'm an exception. I won't risk it. I think I'll either something horrible is gonna happen, or alternatively, I'm gonna end up in some kind of weird situation where one way or another I'm going to end up dying if I put that glove in my hand. One way or another, it's not worth it. It's like I suppose it's more like severe form of the dragon's curse. Yeah, it's a good item or a good item set, but it's no way worth it. It's way too dangerous. Just walk away. Hello there. Pale elf. Impossible. This gaunt elven man appears to be spun from the very fabric of shadows, and it's immune to everything. Improved invisible, true seeing, attack damage increased, takes reduced damage. Yeah, this is gonna murder us if we fight it. And now, Vilmar friend, we shall return to the guild. Baal Kane is expecting his trophy. Who are you? I am the eyes of the night. I am the ears of the wind. Okay. Do not delay, Vilmar friend. Baal Kane does not like to be kept waiting. We could give him the hand. I wonder what would happen, but he's not. I'm somewhat curious, because if he's going to just deliver the hand too, what's the difference? Why don't you bring him yourself? Here, take it. No, my instructions are to follow you, and to ensure that you bring this to Baal. Do so now, or feel my blade. Yeah, we have a new butt buddy here. I'll bring it to the glove to fail. Oh, fuck. For a couple of reasons. One, I understand it's very dangerous and I don't ever want to wear it, but I'm not gonna die because of it, no matter what. I'm not gonna throw my life away in some kind of an effort to rush and get to Valiana or get to the priestesses of Selene. But who is he? I recall a book about a pale elf. Yeah, it's one of those folk story type of thing books. I think Havikar has it.
Well met.
I've obtained the hand. Excellent. Give it to me. I can refuse or try to squeeze some kind of promise out of him. I don't want to I don't want to demand anything. Not because I don't want to, but because I don't think I'm in a real position to negotiate anyway. And two, once he has the hand, he's probably going to start changing too. So I want to appear as non-threatening and insignificant, similar to Marco. So I'll be in a better position to do whatever I want to do later on. Very well, here you go. Thank you, Will, my friend. You have proven yourself once again. Rael looks with great admiration at the thing he holds. This is fascinating. He turns it this way and that. It seems to bestow stillness on the very air around it. Look how it fits, as if it was made for me. Yes, it does indeed fit quite well. Yeah, I guess that's the hand. Glove hand now. Indeed. So what is it you want of me now? Now I want you to stay quiet about all this. I shall need to formulate the next step in my plan. Wait for my instructions at the tavern under the Green Gargoyle. I will contact you there when I again require your services. Very well. I'm at your service, Vale. Excellent. You will be my second in command when I take control over the guild. You will know well such as few dream of. But for now, I bid you farewell. I need some help. I don't think we can just sit around and passively wait for things to start happening.
Hello.
What do you know about the Pale Elf? The Pale Elf? Why do you ask about that? I've seen him. You what? You've seen the pale elf? That's right. I think he has been following me for some time. And what does he look like? He's a shadow, as insubstantial as the air itself, but the blade he carries appears real enough. Can you tell me who he is? He... Loriana looks around nervously. He is the right hand of death itself, an eternal assassin. You say you saw him with your own eyes? Yes, do you not believe me? No, I believe you, but it is said that the elf is only seen when he wishes to be seen. I cannot imagine why he would have revealed himself to you. He was spying on me, spying for Fail. What? Fail? Why? He was to ensure that I brought Fail the gauntlet for which we have all been searching. What? You have found it? Yes, but I lost it again. Fail has taken it and now vanished. Do you know what he wants with it? Yes, he wants to use it as bait to draw the guildmaster out. Then he's a fool. The guildmaster will never fall for such a trick. I'll bet that Fail is breathing some of his last breaths even as we speak. Can you tell me about how to find him? Well, I myself do not know where Fail makes his home. However, he has agents around town who deliver things for him. Notes, instructions to guild members. Sometimes these agents deliver things to Fail as well. Perhaps you can follow one of them to his hideout? And how will I know who to follow? I can only tell you this. His most trusted associates never show their faces. They always wear a black mask. I don't even know how many of them there are. And where do I find these men? I do not know. They are masters of stealth. But with some potions of seeing, you may be able to see and track one of them. I suggest you get some of these potions. Pico sells them, and I believe the Market Square merchant, Romar Fensbane, does as well. Hey, thank you, Loriana. You have been very helpful. I think I have one of those potions. Yeah, literally one of them, so that's not really good enough. Here's the problem, though. The Pale Elf. I can't see him, really. And there's no way I can get rid of him. I don't even know what the fuck he is. Is it pointless trying to stab him? If I trap an area and kill the shadow that's coming after me, is the threat over, or is it some other thing?
What?
We're we're in a very bad situation. I need more information about him. I have no idea really what I'm getting into. I think I'm experienced enough of a thief to know that this is it's a terrible situation to be in. Invisibility will not protect me from the elf. He has true seeing. He'll spot me no matter what I try. That won't work. Normal hiding might, but it might not. I can't count on that. Potions. Potion of True Sight. I think I might have this too. Oh, I don't know. I'll have it in. Have it now. We have to follow someone, or maybe for lengthy periods of time. I'd like to have multiple invisibility potions H to it. Ooh, once we'll buy more invisibility potions. Just because they would be worthless against elf does not mean they're worthless against anything else. A couple of lore potions. We still have 60,000 gold. Hmm. Shadowy Blade. Bonuses to hide and move silently and spot. Pretty much in a non-combat situation, this is a preferred weapon, really. Let me try this. I'm going to dual wield in non-combat situations. Right. We'll get extra bonuses from the other dagger. So, hide. We need to find out something about the pale elf as much as we can. At the same time, we need to keep an eye out for a masked rogue of some sort. And if we see one, follow them
Hello.
immediately. Keston Boreas. Hmm, there aren't that many people I think are a good source for information on this matter. Mage, maybe the temple and the spirit woman. I think we would start with the mage. He has the very likely has the pale elf book. Not sure if it's gonna be all that useful, but I need to know more. I need to know what I'm even theoretically dealing with. Legends and lore. Purple Witch. Edge of the World. Pale Elf. In 877, Lunar the Conqueror slew a clan of wood elves in the forest of Grimwood. Over the next 7 years, each and every one of Lunar's soldiers and each and every member of their families was brutally slain, always at night, always with a single dagger driven into the spine. Lunar himself, convinced he was next, spent the rest of his life in paranoid seclusion within the castle of Endor, eventually taking his own life. The mystery was never solved, but some say they had seen a pale elven man walking upon the city walls on the nights that the murders were committed, softly sobbing. They say this was a ghost of the slain elves returned to wreak vengeance. Sightings of the pale elf continues to be reported in Endor to this day, but nobody has been able to confirm his existence or discern his motives. Perhaps it is only the imagination of the Belerians, each of whom harbor some guilt at what human expansion had done to the elven forest. That doesn't really help me at all.
Greetings.
Do you know of something called an Epijinko? Sounds like an Odun word. Odun? Yes, the Odun were a society of hedge wizards who lived in the Black Marsh. But they were exterminated hundreds of years ago. If you're interested, I believe I have a book about their society. It should be among the other books on religion. Anything about the... Okay. Most fearsome among these was the craft of ginkgo-krathy, the fastening of wax dolls in the likeness of enemies. It is said that if part of someone's body, even a nail or a piece of skin, was enclosed within such a doll, then the two would become physically linked. Any damage sustained by the doll would immediately be transferred to the victim of this foul craft, passing all protections of arcane or divine. Much of what is known about the Odun is surely false. So basically, we have a doll like that for... Oh, for fuck's sake, I forgot their names. For Havikar and Loriana. Neither of seem very useful to me, to be honest. At the same time, I don't even know which one is which. Yeah, there's no differentiating information. I know I have two, but I don't know which one is which. I suppose they're, to me at this point, maybe like real backup plans. If these one of them starts to give me trouble, you know, or trying to prevent me from doing what I intend to do, then I can take advantage of that. Doesn't matter how much Habikar is gonna boost himself. If I have an Ichingo that I can attack, he'll take damage.
Greetings.
What can you tell me about the Pale Elf? That old myth. Yes, I know a little about that. Well, the legend is at least 500 years old, passed down and embellished through generations. Some believe the Pale Elf is a ghost, the spirit of an elf whose people were slain by Lorner the Conqueror in the late 800s, when his armies swept along the western coast. They say the elf exacted revenge on the soldiers of Lorner and drove the old king to suicide. Do you believe this is true? Perhaps. History speaks of a series of mysterious murders of high-ranking Endorian generals at the time, and Lunar did indeed go mad and kill himself around that time, but these events may not truly be related. Why not? Well, Lunar's reign was marked by great violence and treachery. It may just be convenient to blame the infighting among the nobility on a marauding elven spirit, but it is hard to believe that a single being could accomplish all these murders. Each of the slain was very well protected. Perhaps this elf is a master assassin. Well, he certainly has the reputation of one. If you believe the things people say on the streets, he can walk through walls and fly upon the wind. What do you believe? I believe fear is a powerful stimulant of imagination. Perhaps there was a vengeful elf, perhaps he was even a ghost, but the various sightings and claims made over the past few centuries sound to me more like superstition than fact. Well, I believe these tales. I've seen him with my own eyes. Not you too. Is that true? He appeared to me quite recently. So, what did he look like? Let me guess. Pale like moonlight, with long white hair reaching to his waist? Actually, no. He's bald with only a narrow strap of hair across his head. Indeed. That is indeed how he has been described. Do you believe me now? Well, perhaps. Perhaps you have seen the same creature referred to in tales, or perhaps you just heard those tales yourself. Are you calling me a liar? No, not at all. I'm just saying you shouldn't jump to conclusions where myths are concerned. There are often many plausible explanations for any given phenomenon. Okay, can you tell me anything more? I don't really know much more, but look among my books on legends and lore. I believe I have the book on the subject. Yeah, and it was totally worthless. Havikar is definitely the wrong person to give the glove to. Definitely the wrong person. Um, his skepticism is very healthy and sensible. Here's the problem. He's going to have that same. We're dealing with things that cannot fully be or are not fully known. They're very fantastical, which isn't exactly to I suppose an uncommon thing in a world like this where magic and resurrection and everything like that is a thing of normal life. However, he's probably going to take that researcher's curiosity and attitude toward the gauntlet too, and that's exactly the trap there, I think, because it's not enough for you to make a choice in some dialogue tree to not do evil things. The choice you have to do basically is, are you going to use the gauntlet at all or not? Do you have enough curiosity to see what would happen? What could it do? Or do you want to see that minor stat boost so badly that even after you've been told throughout the entire game and given example after example of how fucking stupid that is, are you still going to do it just to see what happens? I don't think I am. My character isn't, rather. I am, but my character isn't. Because I know, as a person, it doesn't matter to me in one way or another. I'm totally safe. But it would be insanity for an intelligent person like myself to ignore all that. And Anar Chalhastu. He's the man mentioned in Marco Weber's journal. Also, challenge rating overpowering. He's he's the original owner of the gauntlet, or rather, who Marco stole it from. This man looks at you with a piercing gaze. He seems to be a stranger to these parts. Right.
Yes?
Good day. I'm called Thanar Jalhastu. Would you be interested in purchasing some exotic amulets from the distant land of Tertia, my lord? Hmm. Why yes, please, let me see what you have. Amulet of Will. Free up of Wisdom. Cold Resistance. Will. Protection. Fortitude. Crimson. Slot's Hunt. Harp of Pandemonium. Confusion. 2 charges per use. 50 charges. That's actually very good. I'm not gonna spend my money on it though. Um, I can see why they're here. They're here in case you decide to deliver the glove to the priests here. They're here to make sure that it's not quite so simple. So what is that? Is that the sixth or the seventh side that's here to take control of the things? Uh, I don't think Fail is going to be the last one who's going to be carrying the gauntlet in this game. There's just too many people, everyone are very aware of how dangerous or powerful the item is, and they're all going for it. There's going to be, I think, should not necessarily be a rush to get to the gauntlet. We need a plan to what to do after. execute it and get the fuck out of here while we still have our life.
Greetings to you.
Questions? Cannot ask about anything. Ah, shit. Well, there's still the woman, Schwarwa, or whoever she was. Actually, I do have one additional thing I could try. Um, don't think it'll help, but it would be the other temple. I'm actually fairly certain that one of the tombs we found there belonged to the guy who did the killing, the elf scenario.
Well met. Well
I
met.
have to lighten this load.
I don't think this will lead to anything, but at the same time, we haven't been able to get anything too concrete about the Pale Elf, and we really could use some proper information.
What do you want?
I greet you, my child. No.
No, 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 no. As a spirit control woman might be able to help, but I don't have high hopes for that. While she's good at dealing with spirits, she's she's dealing with very specific type of spirit. I suppose it's like a specialization type of magic using. So that doesn't mean she's the ultimate source of information on all things concerning the spirit world. At the same time, we don't exactly have anything to lose by talking with. If we can't get anything out of her, we'll go to the tavern and wait for something to happen. Yes. Wonder if there's some possibility we could spot some of these masked rogues wandering the streets here and there. That's not how it's supposed to work, at least not the impression I got, but what? Note from Fail, what? I have a simple task for you. I want you to kill Castin Boreas, man who you once helped escape the Endor prison. How you do it is up to you, but it is imperative that my involvement is not known to other members of the guild. If you do this to my satisfaction, your reward will wait you in the third room upstairs at the tavern under the grinning. Ah, not really seeing anyone. Where did the fucking message just get into my inventory? I don't know where that is, that's where. How exactly am I supposed to track down anyone when I can't see anyone? I don't think we have a lot of choice here. We have... well, I'm not interested in really killing the guy. But... I'm interested in knowing why he wants him killed. We have to do something. This is pretty much the only thing we have at the moment, so either this or go home.
Hello.
Questions. Do you have any idea why Fail would want you dead? Oh, Fail wants me dead? Yes, can you imagine why? I have no idea. I've been one of his most trusted men. Perhaps he is unhappy because you were caught earlier. Perhaps he thinks you might have revealed some information. Earl has spies in the prison. He knows they didn't even interrogate me yet. He knows I didn't tell them anything. But why then would he want you dead? I don't know. He betrayed me himself, and it's not like him to betray his own pupils. Yep, I think the glove is... that's exactly what he's doing. The first thing Marco had to do with the gauntlet was undo an act of kindness. This might be a similar thing, not necessarily an act of kindness, but undo something. Because that's the god of Neget, undoing, oblivion. So I think it's influencing his decisions. It's the same pattern at least. You think he might be going mad? But I wouldn't know. I haven't seen him in a long time. Alright. Right, I guess you better get out of here then. You said it, brother. Probably going to be an assassin waiting for us. But we've chosen our path. That fate would have been mine sooner or later. So the Pale Elf is how does he control the Pale Elf? Why didn't he just say to the Pale Elf, go and get the gauntlet for me? Hmm. There's a good chance my worry about the Pale Elf is somewhat unwarranted. I don't think for a second I could take Dawn, but there has to be some sort of limitation on what it can do or why it's even doing anything, it says. Okay, I'm going into this room with a little bit of a backup. Third room. We're not gonna find anything here. Wonder if I can rest in this room though. Because nothing's really happening now. I'm assuming there's some kind of reaction from fail, or us failing to see a mission. Nothing's happening. Nothing's going on. Haven't seen anyone. Getting these notes, but yeah, nothing's happening. Another fucking note. Where's my Panther Eye gem? I just keep getting these notes. There's no one fucking here. I might as well read the note. I have a new task for you, and it is of our utmost importance. Surely you remember my ghostly elven master spy. Well, it seems that the elf has been plotting against me behind my back. I cannot let that continue. Therefore, I want you to destroy him once and for all. His name is Kror Irithukir, and he is not a normal being. He is incorporeal, an astral projection that can only interact with the world through killing. He himself cannot be killed by normal means, and is only visible when he wishes to be. He is a most deadly opponent, and I do not recommend that you face him directly. He has endeavored to keep secret for a long time. His true body, mortal one, is here in Endor. It is hidden deep in the catacombs that lie below the Temple of Pallas. You will go to these catacombs and visit the tomb of King Lunar. There you will find a pile of skulls near a sarcophagus. Quietly whisper the words Relithal Ushal Irithukir, and the sarcophagus will open to reveal the entrance to Kruor's lair. Once inside, search for Kruor's body. Once you find it, it should be easy to destroy, and thus the Pale Elf will be no more. Do this and your reward shall be endless. Fail Kane, Avatar of Twilight. Yeah, he's definitely being controlled.
Die, Kerr! Die, Kerr!
My steel.
Well, can't really complain too much about this. We're not finding the masked rooks, but Hale still seems to trust us, or at least wants to use us, let's put it that way. But immediate collapse of his personality. He doesn't trust anyone anymore. His most useful tool. He's a trusted student. He's just chopping them off and off and off and off. I'm just going to be there at the end of that same line. No doubt about that. I'll just dump some of these.
I have to lighten this load.
Well met.
Well, at least we have a direction to go to. And I think the Pale Elf, his most powerful ally, getting rid of him is something we would have had to do anyway. As long as he would have been the one using it, there's no way we could have gotten the gauntlet and then just be able to walk out of there like nothing happened. So he's self-destructing now, Fail, and his little group. So we're more than happy to help him do it. And at the end of that, he's going to lose the gauntlet, either to me or someone else. And I'm hoping to be there to catch it when he loses it. Question is what to do afterwards. I don't know. The 35,000 gold pieces is fairly tempting. At the same time, we have much more gold than that already. We can get much more. So the 35,000 doesn't seem like that much anymore. I don't really know what the cleric plans to do with it either. He already lost his own hand. But he still plans on getting it. And if he would want to just destroy it, he would help the priest of Selenium. So yeah. We still don't have the full picture.